Welcome back, Radio Row Review. Parker Hollander sitting down with former NFL player Jonathan Casillas. Jonathan, JC, how you doing today?
I'm fantastic, man.
I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us. Do have to start. We're in beautiful New Orleans right now.
Yep.
It's Radio Row. First of all, how's Radio Row been so far?
It's cool. You know what I just said to my guy? I said, man, I know too many people here. I don't play for too many teams. I don't met too many people. I know like everyone here, because I do media now too. So now I know media guys. I played on 4 different teams, so I know different guys on different squads. I played for 9 years, so I touch guys, early 2000s and then late, So I know too many people here, but it's been great because it's good to see. Like I saw Fred Warner walk by, and I'm still like a fan of football, and I'm like, damn, that's a bad guy right there.
Not gonna lie, we got a guy kind of following him right now. See if we can get a couple questions.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm gonna paint the picture for everyone who's listening because Myles Garrett's right at our 12 o'clock. Yeah. Ron Rivera's over at our 1 o'clock. It is absolutely crazy right now.
Was like right there, not too long ago.
And Cam Hayward's on a podcast with Burt Kreischer right now. You can meet anybody here. It's absolutely crazy. But since we're in New Orleans, you were a Saint long time. You won a Super Bowl with them. You had the game-winning onside kick, the recovery. Absolutely excellent. You won a ring there. What's it like to be back in New Orleans in this kind of sense? You're here for media. You're here as a former player.
I mean, it's great. For me, the fans of New Orleans are unlike, I think, all the fans throughout NFL, throughout sports, I think in the world, because something happened in 2005 called Hurricane Katrina, and then the Super Bowl was won not too long after that.
Right.
And I think that these people really think that the Saints did it not just for the team, but they literally did it for them. They feel that personally, like thank y'all because y'all won it for us. That's the Saints fans, and they're amazing. Now my Uber driver from the airport, he was so thankful because he found out who I was. He was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." You don't really see that anywhere else because of what happened in New Orleans, because of the success that followed right after when Drew Brees, Marcus Colston, Reggie Bush, myself, and other guys came along, and they won, and they finally had something to grasp that was theirs.
I gotta say, it has been absolutely incredible being here. The people that I've gotten to work with, like you said, the Uber drivers are crazy nice. Yeah. Like we were at the media party. Were you at the media party last night?
I was not.
Nope. I guess you would have been mobbed. That's fair. But like they brought in local restaurants from all over. That was super awesome. Just like the people here it's different. It's a different energy.
Cam Jordan here.
My God.
Hey Cam,
what
nice
up,
to meet you. Hey, how you doing?
Man, can I get a Super Bowl ring or two? How many you got? Okay,
you might need one before you go.
All right, Cam Jordan, also current New Orleans Saint. Is he? Yeah, he's still playing.
Yeah, he's still playing.
He's still a beast.
Yeah.
But yeah, you spent so much time with the Saints. You also won a ring in New England, correct? Yeah. So what was the difference between those? Because you talked about how special that ring was, winning it here in New Orleans, versus the culture of winning that New England kind of has, that you got to be part of that Patriot way. What is the difference between the weight that those two rings hold for you?
I mean, the literal weight. The Saints ring is probably 3 times smaller than the Patriots ring, but what that little ring means to this region is far beyond any one of those 6 rings that New England has. 6, right? They got 6 rings. Than any one of those 6 rings, probably all of them together combined. And I'm dead serious, bro.
Yeah.
Because when not to say it's diluted, because it's always a great time to win, but New Orleans got 1 ring.
Yeah.
New England has 6. And they got 6 in the span of 18 years or whatever the case was. So you could be like, what time was that? What Super Bowl are you talking about? You're never going to forget the Saints Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It was against Peyton Manning for the Colts. Like, everybody knows that. You will never forget it. Everybody remembers the play. Everybody remembers Drew Brees. Everybody remembers Tracy Porter. Like you see Tracy Porter walking here right now. The Saints guys will leave Myles Garrett to talk to Tracy Porter.
Yeah.
Because that's how much the Saints and New Orleans, they mean to the city of New Orleans.
Well, that special energy, that kind of camaraderie, that brotherhood, it's something that you're trying to bring to a lot of youth all over. Talk about your foundation, the camps you run, what you're trying to work towards now that you're moved on from your NFL life.
Forward Progress Foundation is literally what I'm forming right now. But the camp, this is my 10th year. And we took a couple years off because of COVID, but I would have been on year, 12 or 13 by now. But I built off, everything is off of what the camp is. So the camp is, and I went to a football camp a long time ago before I did my own. It was Will Allen's out in Columbus, Ohio. And I was like, man, I want to do my own camp. But I want to do more than just football. And I think that's what you could kind of say if I'm pitching my camp is more than a football camp. I introduce leadership courses to these kids. And I don't want the athletes. I want kids that need to hear what not only myself, but the other professionals that I bring in. I bring in Jonathan Vilma, not to talk football, but he does Fox. He teaches a public speaking course. David Tyree, he comes in, not about football, he teaches about dreaming big. Like, you know, for these kids, and we got self-contained kids, we got girls. Like, for me, it's not a football camp, it's a leadership camp. So for me, the Forward Progress Foundation would be more of a leadership type academy where I'm bringing in former Forward Progress campers, NFL guys, people away from the sports in general, to give these messages and tools for these kids, not to be successful football players, but be successful people in life.
Now, Jonathan, if people want to help with this foundation, help with the camps, anything, how can they find it? How can they get in touch, and how can they help?
Well, right now I have the Forward Progress Camp. I have the page.
Right.
I'll probably keep that, but I'll have another Forward Progress Foundation probably page in the next couple months or so. But I'm on Instagram at Jade_52. Forward Progress Camp is on Instagram as well. So you can hit me up, and if you want to get in contact with me, you can just go to my Instagram.
That makes sense to me. I do have a question that was requested. My boy Justin over here, massive Giants fan. You spent a little bit of time with the Giants at the end of your career. Do you have a favorite memory as a member of the G-Men?
As a member of the G-Men, a favorite memory. Yeah, I mean, and, you know, I got to point at myself for the play that I made, but it was against Baltimore. It was 4th and 2 on the goal line, and man, I made that play. And I've had great plays in New York. I've had great plays in my career, but it was something about knowing that my family was right there, that I had 20 people in the stands, I'm a Jersey boy, hearing my people cheering and yelling at a play that I just made, and I think Odell had like an 80-yard catch to the crib like right after that. But like that play, for me, was one of my greatest plays that I've ever had in the league. And it wasn't a big-time tackle, but it was an integral part of the game, and there's no feeling like making a play like that in front of, I feel like, everyone.
Jonathan, I'm from Baltimore. I'm a Ravens fan. You did just break my heart, but I do love it. It was an excellent play. I do remember it, which is how you know it was a good play. I will let you go, but the last thing I got to ask you is, what is your Super Bowl prediction? We got the Chiefs and the Eagles just in a couple days. Who you got?
I can't go against Mahomes. Like, I did the foolish thing last year because they were on the road. I think I picked both Baltimore and the Bills to beat them last year. And I said, I'm not doing that ever again. I'm not. Because this is a team, right, that has built a culture to where your best player, who's the best player in the world, and Patrick Mahomes, he doesn't have to be himself every time. Because Samaje Perine makes a great, incredible play. Because Karlaftis has a hell of a game in the AFC Championship. And I'm not trying to take anything from Karlaftis, but what? Who's that?
Hey, he was
you know
a
what
first
I mean?
rounder.
But you understand what I'm saying.
I hear you.
Like,
I hear you.
even Samaje, like, I
yeah.
knew he was on the team, but who knew he was going to make that play at the end of the game? You know, that's what the culture they're built.
It's a team of dogs.
Their stars don't have to be stars all the time, because you know why? Their other players show up when they're counted on. And Philly, they got a better roster. Player for player, besides the quarterback position, player for player, Philly's a better team. But the Chiefs have Andy Reid, they have my guy Steve Spagnuolo, and they have the ultimate trump card in Patrick Mahomes.
Jonathan,
at the end of the game, who do you want to have the ball? Patrick Mahomes.
Can't argue with that.
Sorry
Jonathan
about that.
Casillas, JC, former NFL linebacker. Jonathan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me, bro.